And welcome back to another episode of The Raw Truth. I'm your host, BX Bad Boy, with my co-host.
Equality of law, people. How y'all doing today?
Thanks for joining us. We're going to give you a bit of an update. Unfortunately, one of our partners that was supposed to do this episode with us today couldn't make it. I didn't want to not put something up. He had some personal issues to deal with, so it's going to be us alone this time, but he will be back. There is going to be a dev like it was in the business meeting.
Even though you couldn't see him, all you could see was his arm. Hey,
yeah, he was in the back seat. It was too dark in my car, so I didn't think about needing a light. 'Cause I thought it was daytime, you could see. But apparently, the camera said, "I don't agree with you."
You forgot we was in the cut, right?
Yeah, we were back in the deal corner.
Yeah.
But he will be joining us when the next availability. He might join us on our traditional episode. We record on Thursday and we release on Friday. Those days may change, depending on, since apparently nobody answered what day and time. Nobody seems to care to comment. We don't know what you want when you want it. So we're just going to go with what we go with. And either you're going to listen and like it or not. Because so far we've got 16 viewers. And 5 likes on some of the videos, 4 likes, on some. No comments except one comment telling us how funny we are. And I agree, we're quite funny. You didn't catch the before we started because we were having technical issues, and we're going to bring it up because he's going to start laughing his ass off. So I was using my Galaxy earpiece. There was a bit of a delay. So yeah, I introduced him.
That's because it was all the way up in the galaxy. But that's neither here nor there.
So I introduced him, and he froze like a deer in headlights. But it wasn't his fault. He didn't hear me when I said it. There was a delay, so he's like this. Oh. Equality. I'm like, dude, why are you pausing? And I first thought it was him. He thought it was him. He was like, yo, dude, long day. So then we did.
I'm fried.
So we did another one, and same exact shit happened. He's like, equality. I'm like, well, again, you paused again. So we did the count. I said, when I say the number, you at the second you hear it, call it out or acknowledge it. I said 1. Heard you, huh? Okay, 2. Heard you. But he had this determination look on his face like, I got this. and because he was trying to make sure there was no more mistakes. And he's like, I got this look in his face. And then the 2 times he was forced to pause because of the delay, he's like, I did it again. Pardon self. Wasn't my fault. I'm old. I'm like, dude, no. We got to figure this out. So I narrowed it down that it was my earpiece. So then I put these back on and turned back on the mic because I was using my earpiece last time and we noticed an issue, but we made nothing of it because the video turned out all right. But this time there was way too much pausing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his fault. And if you want to see those clips, those bloopers, you have to let us know. You have to comment. We need likes and comments that they want to see my brother look like he's got a deer in headlights. Huh?
I don't know how good I look on a blooper reel, y'all, but I'm willing to go for it.
This is what you look like. I'll show you. Huh? And then when I told you made
horrible,
when we thought you made the mistake, this is your. I got this. I'm ready. Let it get. Let me have it. And then when I let you have it, you're like, who?
Time for you to go to bed, bro. It's time for you to go to sleep, okay?
Why you do that to me? Stop laughing at me. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the pauses. Like, cause you was the second time you were ready. I'm not making that same mistake. I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna say it. And then the same pause. I'm like, oops. And when I told you it was the same delay, like shit. I saw the look on your face. Was it me? Fuck. Damn. There's too much trees in this family.
I'm trying to tell you.
So
I need to slow down.
So we found out all 3 episodes. Maybe the first one was helped when he forgot his name. Because I got that one too. The look in his face when it was time for him to say his name, he's like, who am I? You could hear his brain burning. I know I'm supposed to say something right now.
I wish I could tell y'all what I am, but I can't.
Now, I'm going to say I still had the same earpiece in, so there was the same delay. So that was one part of the... What? Because he saw my mouth move, but didn't hear me. And he thought it was something wrong with him. So he's like, shit, who am I? I know I'm somebody. Do you know me?
Y'all see me rubbing my face like, I'm
And it's too bad we don't have the laughter as much in it, because I paused it because, I stopped it and the clip was, stopped. But the laughter, headphones had to come off. Neither one of us could breathe because he didn't see it coming. I said, "Oh, already." He didn't see that coming. I got this. He's like, "Yo, that's not funny," but I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, for real. My chest hurt, my stomach hurt, everything. Yeah, it's
Yo,
funny.
yeah,
But it's funny.
We're about to let up whatever we was eating because it's tough to laugh like that. We don't laugh like that often these days, and I'm sure all of you have the same problem.
Ooh.
And I watch all these YouTubers who making large sums of money and showing off their cars and boats and just straight ignorant behavior. Just because you got money, that doesn't mean you should spend money frivolously. How many freaking cars can you drive? Unless you're like Jay Leno, who literally started a car garage, and he's basically making it into like a museum. And he's not just, hey, that's the fastest car in the world. I want 5 of those. I can only drive 1 of them, but hey, I might crash it, so at least I got 4 backups. Jay Leno, at least he's got classic cars he rebuilt. Some old cars he said keep it just the way it is because it's pristine or whatever. In other cases, modified them. He had a Bronco because now they're bringing out the Bronco again. All remade up, but still, like it had 100 horsepower when it came out.
Okay.
The one he had rebuilt, somewhere around 750. And it's a beast. You gotta see Jay Leno's garage. All of you, I'm gonna put that shit in the description. Because this car is a beast. If OJ had this car, he'd have gotten away.
No, the hell he wouldn't have.
No, in this Bronco, bruh, he'd have been over the cop cars and through the woods to grandma's house, he would go. Listen.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he'd have been flying fast. I'm not saying that. But they would have called the county ahead and they'd have threw the spike strips out on him. I'm sorry, bro.
But he would.
OJ Hood.
But he wouldn't have to be on the road. The one that you gotta see it, man. I almost want to go look for it and share the screen. This Bronco could gone over the Bronco he was in. So this Bronco would have ran over the Bronco OJ was in. OJ could have gotten away if he would have went off road. The tires are monsters. Now it's not a monster truck, but it's a monster when it comes to the tires, and it would have tore ass through the woods. Cops wouldn't catch it without a helicopter.
But you know what? That is I can understand where you're coming from, right?
Is there?
But bro, you talk about 1994.
Yeah, they wouldn't have put a 700 horsepower motor up in that. They've been too afraid that bitch tip over. Even Jay's afraid. He said he's afraid that shit's gonna tip over, so he's real careful what he do.
Okay, so let me say this, right? So this is real funny. Yo, look. The day they was chasing OJ, right? Guess where I was watching it from?
Where?
Jail.
And let me guess. You were looking down at OJ. See you soon.
Yeah. No, wait. Well, here's what happened. So what happened was that they had me in oh man, this is 1994. They had me in the Sprungs, right? And I'm like, it's like me and another dude up in the dorm, and we're cleaning up, and the rest of the police are in the front, and they're watching everything unfold on the TV. So we freeze. We like, oh shit, nigga, that's OJ. Flying down the highway at some 7,000 miles per hour, praying and whatnot, right? So one of the CEOs looked at me and was like, yo, do you know what OJ did? Because he had like just basically walked in and saw what was going on. He was like, yo,
Yeah.
what did OJ do? I was like, yo, you ain't caught up. They said he killed the white lady. But what light lady did he kill? His own wife, ex-wife, whatever? I don't know.
Makes
You
sense
think
to
he
me.
did He was like, well, did you think he do it? I don't know. This is Orenthal juice we talk about. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I can't call it. All I know is that my man was speeding down the highway, and I was looking at it from jail saying, see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Except
No.
it's just that you're gonna be in LA, I'm in New York.
Well, it's still the same concept of I see you in hell.
Yeah.
I see you soon, because you might end up here in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys that aren't like Jay Leno, who's, like I said, is starting basically a museum, his own personal museum, because he's given tours to his garage, and he created it. I think he did it as a channel. He might have done it on TV originally. Jay's Garage, where he talks about each individual car one at a time. Now, a baller, so to speak,
To the baller, so to speak.
because Jay is a millionaire, so he can call himself a baller, throwing money left and right. They show off all their cars. Look at this Bentley. Look at this. I lost my virginity in that car. Oh, wow. When I was this, how did it do? He gone through their whole garage, 5,500 cars, in one sitting. Jay Leno literally pulls up every car that he wants on, or that even requested on, and he goes through each car one by one. Real details. Where it came from, why the color scheme, almost like West Coast Customs used to do when they used to do cars in the very beginning of their shows. They would say, yo, this is our idea, scratch it down on a piece of paper, and then they decide to make it full blown. Then they build it around the car, showed it to the customer liked it, they talked about the parts, they talked about the upgrades, how this works, why this works, this TV, that TV. That's what Jay basically does. Now, mind you, not the flamboyant setup, but he would tell you the details about the work that was put into the car, especially if he's the one and his team are the one that did it. Now, the Bronco was done by Ford. Ford took it from him, not to keep, but to do it for him. Because, it helps. It's kind of a promotion as well to promote their new Bronco. So Ford took it and they did a fucking beautiful job. Right now it's irking the piss out of me, and now I want to show you. Just give me a second. J. Okay, Jay Leno's Garage. Because this car is beautiful. Makes me weak in the knees. Come on, give me the damn YouTube channel, not all this other crap. There we go. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna have to scroll back up and just type in Bronco, because this is a shark to me. Because when you see this, you're like, wow. It's even a search in the bar for iconic Bronco. Too bad we can't get the sound. So share screen. Right there. Dunk. Oh, there's a sound. Can you hear that?
No.
You don't hear it?
No.
Okay. Then fuck it. Don't worry about the sound. Look at it. Look at that beast.
That's the Ford Bronco?
Yeah, the original.
Mm.
1968 Ford Bronco, bro. The GT 500 powered. They put the Shelby GT 500 inside this beast. Okay? This thing roars like freaking Lion-O combined with Mufasa.
So wait, he went from doing the Tonight Show to doing the garage thing, right?
Essentially, he does some cameos.
Right.
He does some cameos on TV, like he's on The Last Man Standing.
Right.
Before COVID, he was the mechanic at Tim Allen's garage underneath the store. He fixed the motors of anything with a motor on it. He was one of the guys that fixed it, put it together, put it out on the floor.
Okay.
And for the most part, he had a garage to begin with. It's not like the garages do, because this dude's got maybe a couple hundred cars in there. I'm telling you, he's making like a museum. Because this alone is a 1968 modified. Look at the two cars behind him. You see these?
Yeah, I see him. Yeah, I see him.
Those cars are older than sin. And you can even go to his YouTube channel, and you can see, look at this mother. 1993 Dodge Viper, 1929 Bugatti,
Type 40.
1934 Chrysler Airflow, excuse me. You got this T87, 1939 Toyota. And he also does interviews about up-to-date cars as well as under cars, like new cars that come out. He also look at this one right here, Ferrari. Look at this Ferrari. I want to cry with that Ferrari. This one here, the 2004.
That's a Fiero.
Okay, I apologize. I read it wrong. Ferrari. Okay. So he used to do it for CNBC, but since COVID, he's doing the YouTube thing like we are.
So he's doing it from home now.
Yeah, he's his own cameraman.
Of course he is.
In the Bronco one, I think it is. He says how he has to pause each episode, right?
Right.
So he can move the camera to get a different view. And I was like, you know what? I commend you for that. Like that takes a lot of effort. Then I'm like, why ain't you got more than one camera?
Because it's just him.
Well, and then I was thinking about that. If he had more than one camera, they would see each camera. So then it boils into a lot of people don't want the camera in the camera view. It's apparently not cinematic. I don't really care if the camera's in the view, especially since I'm just trying to put whatever's in front of the camera into their eyesight. As long as the camera's not interfering with the view, I don't care. They see the microphone, and they see the headphones. It's not like I'm supposed to take all this off and act like we're in the same room. A lot of people actually like the podcast looking like this way. Everybody I've seen podcasting doing the same thing. So, I mean, they could have gotten wireless headsets and all that crap, and you wouldn't even know that they had headphones on them. Some of them had the lapel stuff, which I have, but we're not going to use it right now because it's not needed. But I have it for when this gets a bit bigger. But some of them got the lapel stuff. It's all good though.
Right.
Who that? Why they messing with a scene?
That was a ghost, y'all. That was a ghost.
Tell them stop cutting the scene, man.
Woo.
Tell them stop cutting the scene, man.
You can't talk to a ghost.
Why that ghost trying to steal your spotlight? Ghost look prettier than you.
Man, I'm down, man. Listen here. I'm down with the ugly gang. Everybody cuter than me, okay?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Gang,
I got a brother that's uglier than most.
Wait, look, you see me, full beard, hair not done. I'm sitting over here with the t-shirt. I'm down with the ugly gang. Everybody cuter than me.
I know. I don't know, bro. We got some ugly brothers.
I don't know what you're talking about. Who you pointing at?
You know where I'm pointing.
That's not nice.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't paid to be nice. I ain't paid. Listen, we ain't making any money on YouTube until we get the proper following and the proper viewing.
Right.
So we need all the help we can get to monetize this channel, make this channel bigger and better, add more stuff. It costs money. Ooh.
Wow, then why did it get so dark in your room?
It got dark. It's spooky.
You got a ghost in there too, don't you?
No. Google's telling me it's 9 o'clock. Okay, Google. Lights on.
So is that what it is? You got the light set to go off at 9 o'clock?
Because when the youngster's here, it's his bedtime. So instead of arguing with him, the lights go out automatically. But the little demon seed knows to say, okay, Google.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Yo,
Please
Google.
don't access my Google no more, okay?
I don't know how I could access your Google through your headphones, though. That was funny.
Wasn't it?
Because that Google's like, is that Daddy?
It really is time for you to go to sleep. You really need to go to bed.
Where's the fun in that?
You got to get up in the morning. You got work to do. You got work to do.
Don't remind me. I gotta drive all the way up to New York to try to save my family.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, because I'm handling it. If it was left up to Shit Kicker, we'd be in trouble. Wait, we are in trouble because of Shit Kicker. Okay, there you go. So, for those of you who want to know what I'm talking about, I'll give you a quick heads up. My father has been disabled since 1997, going on 23 years. He went to the new doctor because his old doctor retired. The new doctor wanted all new tests done because the doctor wanted to do a better examination and better help to solve my father's pain and agony. So Workmen's Compensation turned around and forced my father to go to an outside doctor for a second opinion. Now, he's been seeing this doctor's office that originally disabled him for 23 years. And for 23 years, he's been disabled by them. Now, Workmen's Compensation sends him to an outside crackpot doctor. The doctor looks him up and down, I think poked him once or twice, and says he's able to go back to work. And we're cutting off your benefits, and we're cutting off your health insurance, and this is how you get reacquainted with your job. You got to do these steps to get back to work. My father's 69 years old and has been disabled for 23 of those years straight. So I have to go to New York and get the doctor to help us get him back his money so he doesn't die. And unfortunately, I can't support him because I don't make enough money doing what I do because I only got 16 subscribers and only 20 hours of viewing. But I'm not desperate to save my family. So those are the circumstances. So my brother's referring to I have to get up bright and early in the morning because I got to leave here at like 10:30 to get to New York and have time not to be rushing to get him to a 12:15 doctor's appointment to get doctor's reports from the doctor about how disabled my disabled father is. The kicker is, now my father has to walk with a walker and hope his feet don't fall apart. And I'm not even exaggerating, his feet are blue and cracked and bleeding. Now he has to walk in that condition to save himself and us. That's some bullshit. Because a doctor poked him once or twice and said he's not disabled. Mind you, that appointment was done in a wheelchair. He mentioned he was in a wheelchair. He mentioned he couldn't get out of his wheelchair. He mentioned he was incapable of doing anything. But then came up with the diagnosis that he's no longer disabled. That's like you go with no eyes and someone says, you're not blind. You know where I am in the room. That's not how this works. My father may be able to lift something, but he can't lift much. So, in turn, there was no reason for this doctor to claim my father is not disabled. It don't make no sense. You can ask my brother. He's been part of my family for going on 25 years. And he's been involved the entire time watching my father, incapable of getting up, incapable of taking care of himself. He's got a homemade, and now he's got a nurse coming here to take care of the crack in his feet tomorrow at 7 a.m. The nurse is coming to this house to try to put ointment on and try to take care of his feet and wrap them. And then we got to go to the doctor's appointment and be there by 12:15, and she's going to be here almost every morning at 7 a.m. to wrap his feet. He can't walk without struggling. He's got a cane, a walker, two wheelchairs, and a scooter. But you're right. He can get back to work. Doing what? A mail carrier in a wheelchair does not sound like a working option. You do not have wheelchair accessible vans, and he can't lift anything with his hands. Especially, man.
Calm down, brother, because we know the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the truth is that, and I'm not saying this to be like mean or nothing, but the truth is that he could barely get up and walk to the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has trouble doing that. Sometimes it gets to the point where he ends up hitting the wall, maybe putting a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying?
There's a giant one I had to repair.
Like, you know, his balance is off and everything. And this is what I mean when I talk about, you know, whether you want to call it Social Security, or I mean, whether you're talking about Social Security or whether you're talking about these insurance companies themselves, as far as your health insurance companies, like, for them it's like you're not sick enough by their standards. Yo, that's basically what I got told. You know what I'm dealing with, right?
Yes, sir.
And they basically told me that I'm not sick enough by their standards. How can you tell me how sick I am by your standards? You're not living with me every day. You're not seeing the medication that I'm taking on an everyday basis. You don't see what it's doing to my body. Like, and that's crazy. And it feels like that's the same thing that the old man is going through right now. Like, this doctor just did absolutely nothing. I don't know what he based his diagnosis off of to say that that man could go back to work at 69, pushing 70 years old. He could barely walk.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen so I can show y'all the hole that my father put in the wall right here. That was my father who fell into the wall. He didn't hit it with a hammer. He didn't attack it. He fell off his feet, and this is the hole he put in the wall. And they're going to have the audacity to say he's not disabled because of a small poking and prodding. This is why medical shit is garbage sometimes. You get your own opinion from your own doctors, because the doctor that they send you to is gonna tell, oh yeah, it's just soft tissue, he'll be all right, he'll just walk it off.
Indeed.
And that's exactly what this doctor did. But I don't even understand why they needed a second opinion when they had the same opinion from a doctor that they set my father up with for 23 years.
You think maybe they tired of paying the money? Maybe that's
Hell
what it
yeah.
is?
Would you want to keep paying me $2,000 a month? No. They're trying to cut him off because they've been trying to get him to retire since he was the retirement age. He's 69 now. He could have retired when he was 65. He refuses because if he retires, he loses all his money. He gets like $500-$600. Can't survive on that. And they screwed up. They're the ones that accused him of trying to commit suicide when it was them who gave him a truck, well knowing it had faulty brakes. So what was he supposed to do? Jump out and let it hit and kill people? No, he crashed into a pole, which permanently put him out of work since 1997. Jackasses. Make me angry. All this money to be paying him, he earned it by damn near almost killing himself to save pedestrians and other drivers. Because he could have crashed into other cars. He chose an inanimate object that can't hurt anyone or be hurt. A pole.
Mm-hmm.
He could have chosen any, up on the sidewalk, smashing into cars. He aimed for a pole with the steering to save other people from damage and lives.
Right.
So the money they've been paying him ever since, he earned that. I don't promote my father much, but that makes him a hero in my eyes. And I don't say that lightly, because I never call that man a hero. It wasn't the greatest father to me, but that was a hero move, that he aimed for a pole instead of people, cars, or a house.
Right. Yeah, we'll end it on that note.
So I will never be able to call this man a hero in any other way, because he was not the greatest father to me. But that I have to give him. Even his time when he fought in Vietnam, trying to be suicidal as he claims, that's not commendable if you're trying to die and you were unsuccessful. That means you're bad at your job, but good at your actual job. So he's never been a hero to me. I've never been proud to be his son, except for that moment when he saved other people's potential lives and or damage by going after the pole. So they're fucking him over, and it's uncalled for.
Well, here I want to say this before we roll out, because I know this was a short one tonight, but I want to say this first of all. Be safe on your travels, right?
Definitely.
Second of all, be mindful, bro. You know, you got a tendency to get a little loony when you hear something you don't like. You know, all I do is advise you to just I'm an extremist. Keep your head. Do your best to keep your head clear, because you know, Dad ain't got no sense neither.
That's why I've been here. Everybody keeps trying to tell me that, oh, you're only there because you can't pay your own way. That's far from it. I had jobs, many of them. I had a job driving for Uber, and I did a damn good job of it until the car got shot. Not with a gun, but shot to hell. Mm-hmm. And still took care of my father, took care of my child, took care of everything. I do everything around this house. I do everything outside this house. So I've been taking care of him as much as he's been helping me. But I don't do it for his help. I'm not letting my father die alone. Even if I give him just because he saved people's lives and potential lives by crashing into the pole, that's enough credit in my book that I'm not going to leave my father to die alone, no matter what kind of father he is to me.
No, you're absolutely right, brother. There's nothing wrong.
But on that note, we're going to have to cut this. It's time for bed. I know it's only 9:14 on our clock, but he's got a bed to get to. I got to get some sleep. I got a 7 a.m. as I stated with the nurse. And
he hummer stunt, y'all. Wait, he hummer stunt, y'all. The truth is we old. We need rest. Plain and simple.
Okay, dear.
Mm-hmm. I'm just being honest. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's gray hairs in these dreads, y'all. There's gray hairs in these dreads.
Now, we old as sin, but you older than I am.
Absolutely. That's an actual fact.
We're old and beaten up, and we're trying to share our knowledge and wisdom with the world, because, you know, it's what's missing. Mm-hmm. Knowledge and wisdom is missing. Hard body, only greed and lust, and I'm tired of it. So, peace to the family, and hope you keep safe. Put on your masks, and
absolutely.
Don't take chances that aren't worth it. Your family counts. Family matters. I don't
Indeed.
care how much you like them, because I don't like mine, but he matters, and his life matters. And I
Indeed.
won't put him in harm's way any more than I hope he would me. So y'all have a good night, and peace. And I catch you in the flip side, brother.
Absolutely. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Good night, y'all.